guys, this is Mrs. Gastler. We're going to talk about some basics of using your Schoology in your computer. So when you log into Schoology, this is what you're going to see. Your name is going to be over here. This is actually my daughter because she's a student in the district. She's helping me out. She is in elementary school. So what her Schoology looks like is just a little bit different, although not so much right now. I have a cat over there. She's playing. It's cute. So the first thing you're going to see here is a bunch of recent activity. Whenever your teachers post an update to your course or any groups that you're involved in, those things are going to end up here. I want to show you how you can, actually I don't think I can show you how you can rearrange assignments, but I want to show you that you can. If you click over here on the course dashboard, it's going to show you a list of all the courses that you are enrolled in, which for my daughter right now is only the one that I put her in. But for future reference, when you have 4 classes, 8 classes, those classes are going to show up here, and you can literally click on it and drag them into whatever order you want them to be. I don't know what order they start in. It seems to be mostly alphabetical, but you can put the courses in the order that you see them, the order that you go to them, the order that you want to, and they'll show up there, and then you can just drag and drop them into the right order. That is really useful to make it easier to see your courses in this list, because whatever order they are on that web page, that's going to be the order that they are in this view when you go to click on the courses up here, which most people do from that start page. So this is where you start, generally speaking, when students go to a course. From here, they click on courses up at the top, and then you have to find your courses. This is useful to have your courses in an order that you can find them easily. It goes 4 wide on my laptop. Unless you zoom in, it'll stay that way. So you can put your 4 classes 1, 2, 3, 4 across the screen in the order that you go to them. And then that is very useful to have. So a lot of students like to click on this grades up here, but I believe that you can get more information about your grade in a particular class by going to the class instead of clicking on grades up here. So I wanted to point out where that was after the class loads, which sometimes takes longer than others, okay? So in here, you have materials. Sometimes your teacher can set this updates to be what you see when you go into the course, and I do that, and students sometimes go into the course and they're like, but there's nothing here, and maybe I haven't made any posts yet, and sometimes there are posts, but they don't know how to get to the assignments. The way to get to the assignments, if your teacher has you starting at updates, is to come over here and click on materials. Pro tip, this right here can get you to the folders that are the main folders. So if they have a unit 1 and a unit 2, and you want to go straight into the unit 1 folder, you can just click on that and go right to it. Otherwise, when you click on materials, it will come up with everything that's in that main folder. Okay, there's my cat. She's being crazy. Okay, so once you are in the course, these are the options that you're going to see over here. The members lets you see who else is in the class, which I don't know if you're going to need that. We don't use Schoology to take attendance, so that one doesn't matter. Unless your teacher is using mastery rules, there's probably not anything for you to really look at here. This is an important one, though, grades. Now, my daughter, she's not going to have any grades because, well, she's 7 and she hasn't actually done any of the chemistry coursework. But she can see all of this stuff in here. So right now, oh, there's a bunch of what is in here? I don't know. Okay, so there's grading categories. A lot of times it starts out looking like this, and then there's a grade here. When you click on these little expansion arrows, it will show you the individual pieces that are in there. Usually it has like the terms here, so you'll see like T1 and T2, or R1, R2 if you're in a quarter-long class. Those will show up in there too. And then when you expand, we don't have any bonus assignments right now, but there would be a little expansion arrow here. And then you'll be able to see all the individual assignments. Now, what is amazing about this view that you can't see when you click on grades up here is that when you see an assignment that your teacher has left a comment on, the comment shows up right over here. So, for example, I have used this in my classroom to tell a student that they submitted the wrong picture. Okay, sometimes when you're submitting an assignment, you can't tell what it looks like from the little thumbnail, and you put the wrong thing in. How many times has that happened to you? but I can write here, you submitted the MV lab instead of the practice assignment, resubmit so that I can give you credit, something like that. You'll be able to see that comment on this side. Okay, so those are things that are useful to know. The other thing that I wanted to show you in this video is how to change your notifications. And to change your notifications, you would go to settings, which is in this little drop down box up here in the corner. Okay, so notifications is right here. And you can, once it loads, you can change all sorts of notifications. Okay. You can choose to get email. If you have the app installed on your phone, you will have a second column over here that says mobile. And you can change the notifications there. This is automatically for you guys attached to your school email, I believe. Excuse me. And so you will receive these emails that way instead, unless over here in the account settings you put in an alternate email. So if you want it to go to your personal email, you can add a personal email over there. The updates are definitely very good to include as a notification. So getting the updates when they're posted is useful. So I would leave that one on. Comments on updates or assignments or discussions, you might not particularly need that. Comments on your posts, you might not want to know that. I mean, we're getting into like Facebook style things here. I would not turn on course content created because you're going to get really irritated when your teacher starts putting stuff in and you're getting an email every time she does that. Course materials overdue is a nice one to have if your teachers use due dates on their assignments. And you may be wondering why a teacher wouldn't use due dates, and that's because they don't sync to the grade book, the home access. If they don't sync, but they hand get those grades over, then they would not have, they may not put in due dates in Schoology. So that one might work and it might not work. It depends on your teacher. There are also things about groups in here and other groups. If there's school, if you want to turn on, you get a private message. Those are also useful things to have, but it's this one up here, these first 5 that you really want to think about whether or not you want notifications for those. So, and then that's about it. If you want to find anything else on here, I don't even know what students have in these little things. Oh, that's a calendar. This calendar, if your teachers are using due dates, will put the work and the date on the day that it is expected. So if your teacher has assigned something on August 11th, because we're in August right now, then it would show up here with a link that you could click on to go do that assignment. That may be useful. But again, if your teacher is not putting in due dates, that won't be useful to you at all. So it will depend. You can always just click on stuff and find things out. It is next to impossible to break Schoology. If you get stuck or you're not sure how you got there, this button right here that says Columbia Public Schools will take you right back to that home page, and then you can start over from somewhere that you're familiar. Okay. Don't be afraid to click on things. It won't hurt you. All right. So thank you for watching. I hope that was informational for you and you have a little bit better understanding of Schoology.